Hi,
Hi,
I'm Isabel.
and I'm Nikki.
And we are young and adult. Today we will be doing a book review on one of my favourites, The Moonlight Dreamers. The Moonlight Dreamers is a young adult contemporary novel by Siobhan Curham. This story revolves around the four protagonists. They create a secret society called the Moonlight Dreamers, based on an Oscar Wilde quote. The creator of the club, Amber, loves Oscar Wilde's quotes and creates the club based on one of his quotes. Yes, I am a dreamer. For a dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. Amber, the main character, creates this club as a way to find people who she can relate to and who don't want to be followers and who want to be unique and be themselves. She creates a group with our other three characters, Rose, Sky, and Marley. We get to see each perspective of the girls, and each of them have their own unique story, yet they're all intertwined. They all become close friends and help each other with their life goals and try to pursue their dreams. I chose this book because I got it a couple of years ago as a Christmas present, and I've probably read it about 50 times since. I fell in love with this book. I loved it so much and I was so excited for Mum to read it.
I really liked it, but it did make me realise why I don't really like young adult contemporary, because I cried the whole time. I cried so much in The Moonlight Dreamers. I was on the train, I was like dabbing my eyes when I got to work. Yeah, as a mum, it's really...
As a mum, she's emotional.
I am emotional, but also it's really hard to read about young teenagers that are going through issues, because you're a young teenager, and so it does affect my heart when I read young adult contemporary. So yes, I liked it.
Obviously, I'm kind of biased because, it's my favourite book. I loved it. I loved it so much because the whole book is about, you being unique, being yourself. And as a person who has a lot of confidence issues and is afraid to... I get really scared that people are going to judge me, and it may not seem like it because I'm in front of a camera, but it does happen in real life.
We do have good representation in the Moonlight Dreamers as well. We have got Amber, who's got two dads. We've got Marley, whose family are Indian and she is a Hindu. So yeah, we do get to see into the lives of different cultures, and as I say, we've got some LGBTQ plus representation in there as well. I really liked Amber. She's feisty, she's intelligent, she has her own style. I love that she dresses in like vintage style. She wears her hair in a quiff, she works in a vintage store. And I thought it was interesting that one of her issues that she brought to the Moonlight Dreamers was that she wanted to do her own thing and be individual, but she is such an individual already, and she didn't seem to be having issues around expressing her individuality. She seemed really strong, and I liked that.
I really liked Amber. I think she was really cool, and I started liking Oscar Wilde, sort of. I really enjoyed his quotes, and I really liked how Amber was able to really express herself, and she was so worried about, her school bullying, but I think she was a lot stronger than she realised.
I thought Marley was so cute. She loves photography. She helps her mum out in her mum's sweet shop. Her dream is, to be able to talk to boys, which, it's not shallow. She thinks it's so shallow, but it's not. It's really important because she really wanted to find someone that she could fall in love with, and whether it does or doesn't work out for her, she wanted the confidence to talk to boys. So yeah, I thought Marley was so sweet.
Yeah, I just loved how romantic she was. I think it was really cute, how she was watching her mum and dad. And I loved how she wanted, somebody to actually love her, not just use her, if you know what I mean.
Also, her faith was really important to her too. She had
Yeah.
her shrine set up and she was saying her prayers. And I thought that was really nice that they didn't shy away from the Hindu religion and the things that she needed to do. And I thought that was important.
Yeah.
Of course, Sky is the one who made me cry the most because Sky's mum has passed away. And so Sky's dealing with a lot of things. She's really close to her dad, but they do start to have some problems in the story. And it just broke my heart. I just felt so bad. And it's not as though Sky was neglected or anything like that. Her dad loved her so much, but my heart just broke when she talked about how much she missed her mum. And that really was the source of a lot of my tears.
Yeah, I really liked her. Obviously, I didn't cry about her. It didn't get me that much. But I think death really does upset me, and it was really sad to, know that she had lost her mum. And although she isn't real, she felt real. Like, that's what I loved most about all these characters. You really loved them all. And Sky was especially lovable. The, what was there, rainbow tie-dye woolen dress or whatever she's wearing.
She was a hippie through and through. I thought Rose was such an interesting character because, let's be frank,
she is a bitch.
She comes from a different world to the other three. She's got a lot of different things going on. She's got an older boyfriend. She's got a mum who she has a strained relationship with. But you get to see the other side of her, the vulnerable side, and you see that she does make mistakes and that she does have her own hopes and dreams, which really don't align with the Rose that we get to see at the beginning of the story.
Yeah, she was kind of like the big, tough, scary person who's really soft on the inside. I loved her. She was really cool. She was tough. She was quite reserved, but when she got to know the other three girls, she really started opening up. And I loved how, although she wanted to stay away from the spotlight, it just came to her. And her story was probably had the biggest impact. And she just stayed strong through the whole thing, but she wasn't, perfect in a sense. She still made mistakes, and I think that's what I really liked about her. And I loved how she wanted to be a cake maker when her mum was a model. It was so cute, and then her mum and her bonded in the end, and I loved her story so much.
It's good that the parents were represented in the story. I find so many young adult books, the parents are non-existent, whereas you did get to know the parents and they weren't all bad. There was a lot of good parts. Sky's dad was just so wonderful, and Amber has a strained relationship with one of her dads, and she just adores the other one, but you got to see their point of view as well, that parenting isn't always easy, it's difficult. And I liked how Amber came to understand that in the end, and she could see it from someone else's point of view.
Yeah, and all of the parents were, quite well brought up. Like, I could name all of them on the spot quite easily, because although they weren't the main characters, they were there enough for you to memorize them, and they actually had a story, which made them more interesting.
I did find the writing really easy to read. I think I read Moonlight Dreamers in just a couple of days on the train. So I thought the writing was great. It was really descriptive. It's a really character-driven story. And as we've talked about, we really did come to love the characters. So that really came through in the writing. It's aimed at, I think, a more young adult audience. So I think that, all the way from 12, which Isabel is, and up, I think would enjoy this story.
Yeah, it was quite an easy read, I have to agree. There were probably days where I read it in one day. That I've read it a lot of times though. I also did like how with each of the points of views, there were more like certain keywords used. With Marley, she was more looking at the beautiful things and admiring things. With Amber, she spoke more poetically. Sometimes she used like fancy words from dictionary.com. Sky, she was a poet, so you sometimes at the end of her chapters you would get like a poem from her, and I really loved that. And Rose, because she was more, online, texting, whatever, she used some phrases that were more from that. So the language really helped describe the characters. I also loved, as I mentioned before, about like Sky's poems. At the end, sometimes you would see like the girls' emails or one of Rose's cupcake recipes, and it really just brought out the characters more. I think that the moral of the story is to just be yourself, be unique. There's nothing wrong with being yourself, but you don't also have to force yourself to be different. You're not alone in this world. There are people who are there to support you. There are people going through the same thing as you.
Yeah, I think the book really did have a message about acceptance, also in the fact of accepting others. When Rose first comes to the Moonlight Dreamers Club, she doesn't think that she's going to have anything in common with the other three, but then they end up really extending their friendship to her, and that shows her that she can be friends with them, and so she starts to learn what's unique about them and starts to appreciate that. And so I think that was a really good growth for Rose, but also showed that, don't judge a book by its cover, and, perhaps extend your friendship to someone that you might not have thought to do that before. I'm giving the Moonlight Dreamers 4 stars.
I'm just going to be biased. 5 stars! Woo! Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, as it really makes our days. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye!
Have a very small gift for Isabel
to
celebrate our very first weekend of filming.
Thank you. Now I feel like I owe you. Is this like a miniature book? Oh damn, it's a miniature book. It's Oscar Wilde quotes. Oh, thank you.
You're getting to find out. Oh, I'm going to start that again. You are yawning.
Keep going.
No, I'm starting that again. You are yawning.